Well, obviously, extremely tough loss. We fought really hard to get to that point, and to blow a great lead is one of the worst ways to go down at the end of the year, in my opinion. And so I don't know. I don't know if it's sunk in that we lost that game quite yet, because we're in it, and it felt like we had all the momentum we were going to win it. So, at the end of the day, I'm just really proud of the way our team performed over the course of 9 months. And, in the locker room, we were talking about how it's a win that we played great for 9 months. We all got along for 9 months. We, had a lot of adversity that we overcame. We weathered breaks. We had a lot of different players step up in different moments. So you can't be disappointed about what we did this season or have any regrets. But this game is going to hurt, and hopefully it's a learning experience for our players that are going to be back next year, that, it comes down to little things and fundamentals. And Washington is a team that's really good at those, and we knew that going in. So we just didn't execute at the end of the game.
Do you think the delay had anything to do with just maybe not being as sharp as you could and then having to kind of bounce back from that?
I don't really think the delay had anything to do with it. I just think, Washington was in the same boat. I just think they're a good team, and we had to play really good for a long period of time, and we haven't been tested that much this spring. So, I think that, put doubt in our minds, especially when it got tight at the end.
Talk about Onanna de Beer's game. This game, she really stepped up, and as a freshman, she kind of was pretty steady the whole match.
Yeah, she was great. So it was awesome to see her perform in a big match, and she's obviously got a long career ahead of her. So, she's going to continue to get better and better in big moments, and she's going to be somebody that we are going to rely on for years to come.
And talk about, I think things seemed to turn around when our blocking got going. I think that it was definitely turned the game around. I turned the match around at one point.
Yeah, I mean, we've hung our hat on blocking for a long time. So, we blocked great, and we use that to build momentum, and that's kind of a cornerstone of our program.
Talk about that final jumping out early in that fifth set, and then when the girl came in and served so well. What was she doing that was, well?
Yeah, she had some good serves, obviously, but we also had some great passes, and we had 3 or 4 opportunities to side out on perfect passes. So when we talk about fundamentals, we got to execute one of those plays. And, when you got a great server and you stick a pass, you got to have somebody that's going to put it away, and we didn't do that. So it wasn't all her serving. She didn't miss, but I thought we had good looks and good opportunities to side out during that run.
Danny, this is Andrew Chernoff with WLKY. What will you remember most about this team?
Oh, that's a tough one, because it doesn't even feel like this. It's been such a long season. It's like, is this really ending? Like, I can't believe it's over. But I think this team just really embraced the moment and celebrated the highs and weathered the lows. And they were really mature about it throughout the course of 9 months. And then they just put a ton of trust in the staff. And when you look back, it's really cool to look back and say a team really trusted us to make adjustments and to play different players and move people. And so I think that's a couple of things that I'll remember the most, but I'm sure there'll be more as I continue to think about it.
Hey, Danny, Shannon Russell from the Courier Journal. Sorry I was late, but kind of going off of what Nancy was asking you, can you speak to what you think happened there in the final set when you guys had that big lead and they just were able to kind of get the momentum and come back from it?
Well, Washington is the type of team that plays very steady, and they're really not going to get high or low. And even when we went on a big run, like, it felt like we were going to have to work even harder to win that match. And I just don't know if we realized that until it was a little bit too late. And one of the best things they do is serve, and you saw that there in Game 5 is, they put a lot of pressure on us with their serve, and even when we had opportunities to side out, we just didn't execute. And to me, that's a little bit of experience, but more just like trusting in big moments. And we haven't somewhat of an experienced team, but we also have an inexperienced team, and so you saw kind of the ebbs and flows of that match through that experience.
And also, Aiko Jones, she's normally your kills leader. She didn't have her first kill until the second set. Her first one was negated on a challenge. But how much did that affect you guys just getting started with her not being quite herself?
Yeah, we rely on her to do a lot for our team, and luckily this year I felt like we've had to rely on her less because we've had other players really step up. So I didn't feel like it affected our team a lot. We just knew if we wanted to beat Washington at some point, we're going to need her to kill balls. Whoever your right side is, you need them to kill balls. So we were just trying to figure out what set would work best, and how we could get her going and what she needed in that moment. But the great thing about Aiko is she blocks a ton of balls, and that's what keeps her on the court when she's not killing balls.
How tough was the locker room, or just talking to the girls, just knowing they didn't want to be considered a Cinderella team? They wanted to make this really deep run, and they came up against a really tough team, here in the Sweet 16.
The locker room was different than I've experienced, just because it didn't feel like it was ending, and even though it did end, it was a weird feeling for me. But I think part of that is we do have the core of our team back, and so it's like, okay, we have to learn from that. We talked about what we can take from that game and what we can learn from Washington, and then the flip side is just we're so proud of the core that has been here for the last 4 years and last 3 years, in particular the last 2, just what we've done as a program, and we've put Louisville volleyball back on the map. And even today, even though we lost, Washington's Pac-12 champions, they have pretty much everybody back from their Elite 8 run last year. So that's a very storied program, and we had them on the ropes and just couldn't finish. So it's like we got to learn to finish those matches and expect to be in these situations again.
She's like, please go away.
Anything else? We got Amaya and Anna here. You're muted, Nancy.
Yeah, I think you're good. I don't hear any more questions. I don't see any hands raised, so.
Okay.
This is Amaya Tillman.
Hi, Amaya. Shannon Russell from the Courier-Journal. One of the questions I had, the same one I had for your coach, but how would you kind of characterize that final set when you guys had that big lead up 7 points, and then they were able to just come back and kind of change the whole complexion of the match?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a matter of having a fifth set mentality and finishing. So I think we kind of had some doubt and let it get in our heads, and we need to have a shorter memory about it and side out. I think that's really what it came down to.
But that was your first 5-setter of the season, correct?
Yes.
Do you think that had any role, just because you weren't used to playing 5 sets?
No, I don't think it had any role. I just think really we should have won the 4th set. That's what it comes down to, and we shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. And no matter if we go 4 or 5 or we sweep, I'd take this team any day. I'd rather die for these girls.
What are you most proud about this team this season?
I would just say how much we've grown. Winning an ACC championship and being a part of such a close team is amazing. I can trust anybody when I'm on the court, and I think it's something that not many teams have, is the type of bond.
I had a conversation where I just suggested maybe to kind of lock into more of those.
Do you have any other takeaways from this match? Anything that where you felt like you guys had a missed opportunity that you could have changed the outcome, or just changed even a set?
Not necessarily. I would say that we needed to limit our errors. I know I was in the net a few times. We were just in the net a lot, or a couple aces here and there. I just think we need to be a lot cleaner, and that would have been a difference maker.
All right. Okay. Well, I am happy to be back.
Anything else for Amaya? Okay, I believe we have Anna there.
Hi. I'm really happy to see just how you command stage.
Oops, she disappeared.
There's better lighting.
Scoot up close to the camera. There you go, sweetie. Okay, this is Onanna de Beer, freshman from Louisville.
Hey Anna, Shannon Russell from the Courier Journal. You led the team today in kills and had a career high in digs. Is it a bittersweet moment to know that you had such a great game statistically, but it also, ended in a way you guys didn't want?
Yes, it's just a really weird feeling right now. And just to know we left it all out on the court. There's obviously some things we didn't want, and the outcome wasn't what we wanted, but this team fought, and the way that game fell in that fifth set just really sucks.
This is your first two NCAA tournament games, matches, being a freshman, but what do you think your team can take from this next year and being able to return such a big core of players that have been here before?
This is definitely a learning part of this game. I think we realize how much this feeling is just terrible, and we know we had it right in our hands. We just didn't execute. So I really think going into the fall, we have this that's going to really motivate us. Like, we don't want this feeling to happen again. So in the fall, this is really going to make me want to work harder and really not take a playoff, because in that set, we were up 7-1 at one point. So I really just think we cannot take a playoff. And if we have the mentality that we are going to win this game and finish every single point to the end, then I think we'll have a better outcome.
At what point did you feel like you guys were in trouble there in the fifth set, having the lead and them starting to get their momentum coming back?
I really think we were confident for the most part until the serve. She served about 5 serves and 6 serves, and I think it was like 11-7, 11-8. I really just think it went from being confident to more tense, and that's when we were like, okay, we wanted her to miss the serve. It wasn't like, set me the ball. So I really think our team needed to have that mentality, like wanting the ball, like this is our game. And I think it just kind of tensed up a little bit, and that's what kind of got us in that little tie game.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anything else for Anna? Okay. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Shannon.